What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's dive right into it. Let's dive into what is all going on with the Z. Okay, so we all know that I'm having issues with the Z, the front end alignment, and my whole suspension geometry in the front end, right? Last event, well, before we got to the last event, we got alignment all done, the best that we can for the front end. And car felt good, everything was all gravy. We get to the event, I'm feeling good on the track, I'm learning the course, I'm learning the entry, I'm building up speed, all that's good. Suddenly, I started feeling up some binding issues in the steering wheel, just a little bit fighting me. I'm like, oh, what is going on? I go to transition, everything's good, and then we go back, the kickback, and then I think there's like the second outer zone going in. As I transitioned that, the wheel got binded up, and the steering wheel kind of like flew out of my hand, and I don't know, just caused me to spin right there. The wheel just came out of my hand because it bind up my wheel. After that, this wheel just felt really bad. I think I didn't even pay it no mind. I just kind of like parked the car, or I went back in line. I think did a little cool down on lap, and I noticed my steering wheel was kind of like not straight, right? So I was like, oh, let me hit one more lap, and then it kind of did it again, and then the steering, the whole front end just kind of felt like really bad. So I was like, oh, this is messed up. I already know something's messed up. So let's go back to the pits, right? I noticed my caster is like way off on the driver front end side, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. The same issues I'm fighting, everything, right? So I turn the wheel, take a look at it, and bam, there's that picture I posted in the last video. I had a bent one tie rod, and then I had a bent like the lower arm, little caster arm, a little bit banana looking arm that PBM sells with that kit. That was bent really bad. And I have a slight assumption that it was already bent a little bit prior going into this event, but we just made some adjustments with alignment and stuff like that to accommodate. But I think it was bent a little bit, right? So it was already out its door. So that's what happened in the front end. Bottom line is that I feel that my front end setup, my wheel setup, might be a little too aggressive for the front of this car. Just for the things I have set up for it, right? So I'm running right now currently on the DPs in the front. I'm running a 18 by 9.5 -22, and I think that -22 is causing all the binding issues. We're gonna jump into it real quick after we start talking with you. We're gonna jump into the Z. I'm gonna show you all the damage stuff, and then you can take a look and see. I'm just getting into detail what I think is happening with the wheel and why it's doing these things, right? And then we'll just go from there, right? So let's jump into the Z and let's take a look at it and see all the damages I gotta replace for the next event. There's little things cosmetically too I gotta fix around the car too, but this is little things. First thing on the list is to get the front end off the ground, right? So that means I gotta take off my side skirts on both sides. We'll run a time lapse on that, and then I'll show you what to fix cosmetically on those items. But yeah, let's get that on the ground. Oh, look, as you notice, I got a little more space in the garage now. Look at all that room right there for activities. And then you got another room over here. Slowly getting things out of the garage so I can have my garage space back. I gotta drop some things off at my mother-in-law's house, and once that's gone out of the house, and then put stuff in the shed we're gonna have placed in the backyard, then this garage should be nice and empty, and then we can build that garage up. But until then, we work what we got. Before we get into, I'm show you the cosmetic stuff. I know some of y'all gonna say, why are you using a ratchet on your jack? What's going on your jack? Look, y'all, my jack's ghetto, dog. It's ghetto. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see this? Look at that. So you know at the bottom you can just twist. Mine, it's supposed to have like a little square indication for, you know, to release to tighten it and loosen the jack. Mine like sheared like completely off, and I never got a replacement, and I never got it re-welded back on or anything. So till then, I'll be using a ratchet because these are very expensive. So until that one breaks or gives out, then I'm gonna get another one. But yeah, it's good. Hey, sue me.
So my mic decided to die, and I have no idea why. So this is the first time me using like this GoPro with this new mic setup, so maybe something happened there, but we'll jump into it. So I'm talking about my fender here, which is all damaged and needs to be replaced, right? So I have a new one that's here that we're gonna replace for that fender. That's one of the items we need to replace. So I'll get it rewrapped and get the emblem replaced to the other one. That's pretty much what I'm saying over here. But yeah, and then also I think I notate my quick latch right here that came apart, and I'll let you know why that happened, and this is why. So pretty much on my side skirts, the fiberglass just broke, like split right there where the quick latch is installed. So I'll go ahead and like re-glass this area in the back and put the quick latch back in there, and then most likely probably rewrap that little area right there so it doesn't look all funky or anything like that. But that's what's happening in that area. I need to fix that side skirt so my quick latch works all good. And then what else are we talking about? It's weird doing these voiceovers, to be honest with you. But we'll go into it. And I think here I'm talking about my wheel. I couldn't turn the wheel because it was stuck against the fender well, and I couldn't get it out. So I had to like put the camera down after this and like kind of like break the lugs loose and get the tire out of there. But I wanted to talk about why was it stuck like that, right? It was all jacked up. So here I'm talking about what happened with the car, right? First of all, I took the tire off and look at that wear on that front tires. They were already shot and needed to be replaced. So it's a good thing I have new ones coming on the way for that. But man, that could have been popped. That could have been a bad issue too. I didn't even know. That's why it's good to pay attention to your tire wear. And here I'm talking about, as you can see, some of the scrapes inside the wheel, and then right there it was rubbing against something inside my wheel well on my suspension. And what I think it was actually rubbing against was my, let me show you right here when I turn the wheel. It was rubbing against my inner tie rod. That's what all the scrapes were. So when that lower compressor arm collapsed on me, I think it rubbed against my inner tie rod, and it caused it to pretty much break. And I'm so lucky because I drove home like this, not disconnected. It wasn't broken yet until I actually got into the garage. I pulled in the garage and then I tried to turn the wheel without the engine running, and the tie rod just snapped in half. So that could have been really bad, really bad if that would happen on the highway on the way home. So luckily it didn't. And here I'm pointing out that my lower compression arm is bent right there, and that my tire was actually rubbing on the compression rod or compression arm, as you can see right there with that mark. But yeah, it was rubbing against there, and you can just tell that my tire rubs all inside of the fender well right there. I'm about to show y'all in a quick second right now. Here I'm showing y'all where the tire was rubbing on the compression arm. I think that's what you call this arm. If not, let me know in the comments. And then also I notate where my tire was rubbing on my wheel well, because I do paint my wheel well black so I can see all these areas. But yeah, those are all the areas that it rubs. But here's all the broken pieces, so take a look at this. Take a look. It's pretty funny, all these broken pieces that came from what happened to the last event. Sucks, but hey, that's what happens. You play the game. Enjoy.
Alright, look at this. Now it's a little boomerang now. But yeah, look at this. Part Shop Max, PBM. They built the equipment where it should been here, right? So no major components, other things can break, right? And it did this part. It didn't even snap in two, just kind of like creased it and bent it, right? Like I said before, I think this area was already bent a little bit. So I think that whatever caused it bind up in my car where the wheel got caught in the wheel well, kind of like cramped it a little more, and this I'm sending it off to its heaven, to the grave, whatever you want to call it. You can tell right now how my tire is rubbing against here, so hopefully we won't have that issues anymore. Prime joints seem pretty tight still, so I think we should be good to reuse them. I do have new components coming. I did have to order an extra one because my passenger side is still good, so we'll just run that one until it fails, and then we'll swap to the new ones. And yeah, so I have 2 coming. We're good on that. Poof! Look at that. Snap. Luckily, like I said again, this happened while it was in the garage and not me driving here, because that could have ended really, really bad. Yep, could have ended really, really bad. But yeah, take that off. I gotta get this nut off of here because I need to reuse it. If not, I'll just go buy a new nut. That's no biggie. But yeah, so replace all that, inner and outer tie rods, and that little banana compression arm. I don't even know what you call it. That little thing. So there you have it. Those are the things that broke on the car. This is my damage report to y'all. Give you all a little quick update. So what do we know now? What we got to replace, right? Let's start jumping into the cosmetic of it. Front driver fender, we got to replace that and rewrap it. We got to fix our side skirts, our driver's side skirts, and make sure that a quick latch works on there and everything's good on there. So we got those 3 things, cosmetic wise, that we got to fix. Next, we got to address that lower compression arm, which I told you I have PBM on new components on the way. We'll be good there. Another thing is our inner and outer tie rods that we're going to replace. Get those brand new. And then the last thing on the list is that yes, I am changing my front wheels to a different wheel. I'll show you that on the next video. So please like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and so we can bring the other one to you. These are just going to be temporary wheels because I do have something in mind coming for next season that I'm going to replace the front wheels, and also, you know, some other things I want to work on. So we got our front wheels that we're going to replace. They're going to have some brand new ones. Hopefully that works out with all my specs and everything, and no more binding issues we have with the track. Please, car guys, please help me on that one. And then we do also have two new front tires coming tomorrow too. Are on their way. They should be here tomorrow. So hopefully we can jump into putting everything back together starting tomorrow, or whatever I have time for this, because you know, fam life, work life, now YouTube life. So whatever I have time, right? Hopefully it'll be in this week because we do have an event next weekend. So let's get ready. Let's get cranking on stuff when they start coming in. They hopefully all be here by this week, like I said, and we can knock those out. But thanks again, y'all, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Hopefully y'all sharing these videos, get more people to come to the channel that I can bring more stuff for you, more drifting vids. Hopefully the next track event I'll have more in-car footage, out-car footage, and let's just progress, man. Let's progress together, and let's just grow. So thank y'all for watching. Peace out.